St. Jude, you there? Hello. Thanks for joining me today. I hope I didn't disrupt your plans for this morning.
Oh, I am happy to be here, David. Besides, when I get rigid about following plans, I always need to remind myself of a popular saying that I tend to agree with. If you want to make God laugh, tell God you have a plan.
Right, exactly. I didn't think God has a rigid blueprint for every individual on earth, but he is certainly a great guide, that's for sure.
Agreed. Take, for instance, when someone is sick and they pray to God or to me for help. God's plan won't include an instant cure and recovery. For my part, I'll intercede on that person's behalf and push for the impossible. But 10 times out of 10, God will have me answer that prayer with something that will make the healing and recovering process easier or even more manageable.
That reminds me of a time when a worried mother and I prayed to you for help for her sick child and was told he'd have to stay in the hospital for a long time. And just days after we prayed to you, the hospital launched a music program and in which a guitar player visited the kids in their rooms, and they had sing-alongs with them, and they gave them guitar lessons. And I think that music program was really the answer to our prayers, because it helped her child get through the difficult hospital stay, and it helped him smile and become more hopeful, even when the treatments really kind of sapped all of his energies.
Exactly. And if I'm to be known as the patron saint of difficult situations, I'd like to remind everyone that difficult situations are often complex and don't have quick, one-off solutions. So be patient. Keep praying. We'll all get through it together.
Right, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So how do you come to be known as the patron saint of difficult situations?
As you know, I was one of Jesus' 12 apostles. So being in that fraternity came with some notoriety or popularity. And in that fraternity, there was a man with a name very similar to mine.
Judas Iscariot.
That's right, David. And we know what he became famous for.
Yep, he betrayed Jesus by disclosing his whereabouts to the Sanhedrin in the Garden of Gethsemane in exchange for 30 pieces of silver.
That's right. Our names were so similar that people avoided praying to me to avoid invoking the wrong Judas.
Wow.
So praying to me became a last resort or mission impossible. And since I wasn't usually invoked in people's prayers, I became known for interceding on the most impossible or difficult situations.
So like last chance type of thing.
I don't think the name Jude carries any negative connotations these days, thanks to my intercessions and that wonderful children's hospital in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah, and thanks to the Beatles too. Hey Jude.
Oh yes, Hey Jude.
Yeah, that's okay. It's
a lovely song,
sing.
David.
Yeah, it is a lovely song.
And oddly enough, it was written for a child having difficult times. There comes a time in everyone's life where they must take a sad song and then make it better.
St. Jude the singer. Not really. I guess we should add that the title to the list of things you're known for that I heard once was St. Jude the delivery guy.
Aha! Not an official title,
Never
David,
heard of it.
but you're right. I once made a delivery for Jesus that wound up adding to my reputation for doing the impossible.
What's the story behind that?
Well, way back in the 1st century, there was a king, Abgar of Odessa, a city in modern-day Turkey, was afflicted with leprosy. He heard of Jesus' miracles, and he sent a messenger to ask Jesus to heal him. Jesus was a busy man, and he couldn't visit the king personally, so he sent me to Odessa with a cloth with his face imprinted upon it. I delivered the cloth, and soon after, Abgar was healed of leprosy, and he converted to Christianity. This is why when you see my likeness in paintings and illustrations, I'm often holding or wearing the image of Jesus
Right.
to represent his miraculous healing power and my role in spreading the faith. Though it'd be cool to see me in one of those Mission Impossible movie posters one day.
Wow. I know some great artists in case you want to make that happen, but I don't think it'll catch on, really.
Well, just be sure to tell them that I'm often drawn or illustrated with a flame above my head. Do you know what that is, David?
I think I do. It's because of your presence at Pentecost, when the Holy Spirit descended upon the apostles of Jesus while you were in Jerusalem celebrating the Feast of Weeks, and the Spirit appeared like a little flame on your heads.
Yes. After Jesus' resurrection and ascension, the apostles were hesitant about what came next. If I'm being honest, we were a bit afraid to go on without Jesus. Pentecost changed all that. The Holy Spirit descended like fire and gave us the courage to preach.
And today, you give millions of people the courage in difficult situations to continue. If you can impart some wisdom to me, Jude, and all the people who are viewing us, what would it be?
Well, let's see, David. It'd be easy for me to say, have faith. Or, with faith, things are possible. And then call it a day. But as you know from your own chosen vocation, having faith requires more than just believing and praying. When we're faced with difficult situations, we should always remember to be present, meaning we should not run away from our troubles. It's important to face things as they arise and have courage for you and your loved ones. I'd also say to do what you and your brother friars do every day. Be patient, stay humble, and keep trying. There are rarely quick solutions. And when we fail to get things back on the right track, we just have to keep at it. It's okay to fail, and it's definitely okay to ask me and others for help. Don't be too proud to ask for help. You'll be amazed by how humility brings about the miraculous things we need. And it's like you said earlier, David, more often than not, our prayers are answered with the thing we need and not necessarily the things we ask for.
Yeah.
So yes, I'll say, have faith in those around you on earth and those watching over you from heaven. Remember, there is no lost cause if one person is devoted to it. And if you ask for my intercession, always know I will happily give it. And then there will be two.
Those are very comforting words, St. Jude. Thank you very much. Thank you again for joining me for coffee and for almost trying to sing one of my favorite Beatles songs.
Coffee was delicious, and you're welcome, David. Together we can take sad songs and make them better. Until next time.
Until next time, have a great day, St. Jude, and goodbye.